Hello and welcome to the St. James Campus Tour. My name is Adam Lawrence and I'm the guy at the college who usually does our general campus tours, and I'm thrilled that you can join us today online to get a better idea of the spaces that we have at the college. I want to remind you that this is not a so-called directional tour, so we won't be following a set path, but rather highlighting what we think are some of the really important spots on campus that you should know. So sit back, relax, and enjoy George Brown College's St. James Campus. A bit about the college locations as a whole. George Brown is the only GTA college with all of its locations downtown or downtown adjacent. On this map, you can see the main campus locations, Casa Loma, St. James, and Waterfront, and you will also see our Ryerson campus listed here, located, you guessed it, at Ryerson. This is home to our School for Early Childhood Education. You'll also see on here our student residence called the George. All of our locations are very easy to get to by public transit and close to many shopping, sporting, and tourist attractions. Our St. James campus is located on historic King Street East between Jarvis and Sherbourne. The campus is made up of 7 separate buildings, all within short walking distance, that house the multiple program areas that are taught here. St. James campus is our largest campus by volume of students, with more than 15,000 new and returning students when we welcome them each September. So let's take a look inside, starting with our main building, 200 King Street East, or SJA as you may get to know it, and we're going to start in our lobby and at our welcome desk. The folks here are students hired by the college to be that friendly first point of contact to help you find where you're going, or to help you rent a locker that we have on campus. Also in the main lobby is where our International Center is for the full college. So for our international students needing support, here's where you would go. Moving ahead, the lower lobby in the main building is where you'll find the Student Service Center that would help you with things like admissions, registration, tuition, financial aid, and so on. Also, our Career Center is in this same space to help you become the most professional that you can be. This is also where our Student Life office is, who work with our students on people skill development while you're at the college. They also use this space to host many of their events throughout the year. Also in the lower level is Peer Connect, students hired by the college to work with other students on career and job support, study tips, and health and wellness, one of the many departments that we have on campus that hires students. The lower lobby is also where you'll find the cafeteria for this campus to grab some yummy food and relax. Also, remember, we're in downtown Toronto, so there are tons of food options just off campus for you to enjoy. And don't forget, our very own chef school has food that you can have as well. Our bookstore is also in the main building of the St. James campus. Each of our main campuses does have a bookstore that caters to the needs of students and the programs located there. Think of your books and your materials that you need for class as helping you to create your professional library and your professional toolkit for when you're out in industry. You can easily find the books and materials you need for class by visiting the bookstore link off of the main George Brown College website. We also have a library at each of our main campuses to support the needs of our students. The content you'll find in these libraries are always pertinent to the programs that are taught at that campus. You'll have access to books and tech, including 3D printers, laptops, and tablets, as well as open access desktop computers for you to be able to use. Close to the library at this campus is our Student Association office. The SA is here to represent the needs of our students as well as provide many services and supports to help keep you successful while you're at George Brown. Of course, they also do the fun stuff really well, and much of that takes place here in the Student Association Lounge at St. James Campus. Each of our main campuses will also have a tutoring and learning center, or TLC as we call it, to support our students in math and English. Now, I was a horrible math student in high school, and the tutoring and learning center was a huge help. Also, please note that each of your specific program areas will offer their own version of this type of support as well for any of the core program courses that students have challenges with year over year. Our Indigenous Student Center here at St. James is an important service for our Indigenous student community, but their doors are also always open to all students, so I encourage you to all give them a visit as well. We also have a full fitness center here at this campus. This is all included in your tuition, so there's no added cost for you to enjoy some cardio or maybe pumping some iron or even taking an aerobics or spin class. There's also our open access gym to use as you see fit. Grab a basketball, set up a badminton net, or some table tennis. It is there for you to enjoy. Our last stop here in the main building before we move on to some of the other spaces at this campus is our outdoor patio. We are very lucky to have this big, beautiful open space here in the middle of downtown Toronto. You are welcome to use it year-round, but it's most enjoyed when the weather is nice for lunch or events or even just a breath of fresh air. We'll now take a look at some of the other buildings that make up this campus, like our Center for Hospitality and Culinary Arts, a very yummy place to study. Our retail outlet for our chef school is located here, called Chef on the Run. Delicious, high-quality, prepared food at a low cost. From full prepackaged entrees to bread and desserts, it's a hidden gem that's a great food option for our students and for the community around us. As I'm sure you can imagine, this center is very lab heavy, like our mixology lab here for our students studying food and beverage, to our wine labs where they learn the characteristics of wine, wine pairings, and menu management. And yes, you do have wine tasting in class. Continuing on with the lab theme, our culinary labs are state-of-the-art, providing students with spaces to learn to work in a professional kitchen. I always say the culinary teachers have the best and the worst job because they have to taste every piece of food that their students create for them. This could be really awesome or sometimes not so awesome. And let's not forget about baking and pastry arts. Baking and pastry, two of my favorite words. Like the culinary labs, these spaces are meant to provide a learning environment that will help our students easily transition to industry in the tastiest way possible. And our GBC Cafe gives our culinary students an opportunity to see what it's like to run their own cafe, creating items each day for the menu, hot and delicious stir fries, pastas, baked goods, so on and so forth. And on an even larger scale, the Chef's House, our top-reviewed student-run restaurant, is a wonderful option for the public, our staff, and students to get delicious, casual, fine dining experience right here on campus. And just because I love food and drink, one more space to show you that's just above the Chef's House is our Advanced Wine Tasting Lab, where you too can attend tastings, events, and classes, even if you're not in a related program. Now, continuing on in our learning environments, across the campus, there are really defined spaces like the lab spaces, which we just saw in the culinary building, more traditional classrooms, and then lecture theaters. This theater here is actually our largest at the entire college, holding up to 400 students. Now, the majority of your classes will be much smaller than this, with classrooms making out at about 30 to 50 students, and labs even smaller, somewhere around between 16 and 24 students. Our School for English as a Second Language is also at our St. James campus. They take an active role in the St. James campus community, working on events to help enhance their language skills. One of my favorite program areas here, because I went to theater school, is our School for Media. Working synergistically, each of these program areas work together to form sort of their own version of a production company. Like you can see here, the director, camera person, sound person, and actors working in the blank studio spaces that make up the majority of the labs for this school. When I went to theater school, these spaces were called black box studios, basically blank spaces that you can set dress. And of course, who doesn't like to be pampered? Well, thanks to our students at the School for Makeup and Aesthetics, you can get ready for a night out, or if you wanted to be pampered with a manicure or a pedicure, or even a facial or a massage, it's a great treat to have here at our St. James campus. And our final stop on the tour, it's somewhat off campus, but still very close by. It's our student residence, The George, a 15-minute walk to St. James campus from its location in the Canary District of Front and Cherry Street. It's a great option for students thinking about coming to the college. And finally, before I end the presentation, I want to call out a few important services that we have at all of our campuses to support our students' needs. We have discussed a few of these on the list, but it's very important that you know that they do indeed exist. If you want more information about any of the services here or anything else that we've discussed today, please check out georgebrown.ca. And last but not least, if you've been wondering who is that handsome man behind the voice, well, there I am. That's me. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions about what we've discussed here today. You can see my email there at the bottom. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you at George Brown College.